Hey guys, Everything Manda back again with a try and make it somewhat of a quick update regarding my first OB appointment that I had yesterday. I got there on time. We had like a horrendous storm of ice and wet, slick, slushy, snowy I can't even say that word. Precipitation, and it just made everything yuck. In fact, it was hard just getting out of my driveway, but the roads ended up being pretty good, and I was able to get to my appointment on time. So everything went really well for, the most part, generally speaking, as any first OB appointment would be. I saw the nurse first. I saw her for like a really long time. They take you in, they weigh you. Sadly, my weight's gone up already. In my eyes pretty significantly, more than 10 pounds. I can't wait to get off these meds. 4 more days, guys. 4 more days. I swear it's the progesterone that's causing this. 11 weeks and 3 days in today, so I shouldn't have like 10 pounds on me. But, so that's that. And then, you have to go and do your little urine sample, clean catch deal and stuff like that. Got me back in the room, started talking, started doing my health history, and wanted me to fill out a couple of things, and we just kind of rolled right from there into that this was a surrogacy journey, and my intended parents are abroad, and history and background on the transfer, as far as there were, it was a double embryo transfer. They do a lot of genetic testing up front around the 11, 12, 13 week mark. So, they were, I feel like there we go. I had glare on my glasses. I had to just turn a little bit. So they wanted, the doctor, nurse, they just wanted to know, like, more about the embryos and, that situation, the age and age of the mother's eggs and things like that. So that took up probably over an hour's worth of time. In fact, it was longer than an hour because we were probably 45 minutes, an hour in, and we use the WhatsApp a lot when I communicate with my parents. So the nurse was asking questions, we were talking about things back and forth, and at the same time I was like, also, she was aware I wasn't like intentionally trying to be rude or anything, but she was aware that I was texting them and communicating back and forth their questions and just information that she had mentioned back and forth. Ugh. It was annoying and frustrating. Not that like my parents were annoying or frustrating, but annoying and frustrating in the fact that, it's a long intake, and I'm sitting there and I'm listening to her, and I'm focusing on what questions the parents have. I'm trying to relay information and focus on the information that's coming at both ends, and I was getting definitely annoyed and a little frustrated, and just driving in the weather. So she didn't take my blood pressure until literally probably over an hour in, like close towards the end, and she's like, okay, we'll get your blood pressure now, go get the doctor. I was like thinking, oh man, it's not gonna be good. I'm like, maybe it will be. I took a couple deep breaths and boom. She's like, do you have high blood pressure? I'm like, never, ever. So I knew that was coming because I was just irked. And what happens when you're irked and you're stressed, driving in crazy weather conditions and all the above? Your blood pressure is gonna be up. Yeah. I was like, you should have took it when we first got in here. She goes, oh, I didn't think about it. I was like, you know what? Because now I'm marked. It's like I've got the mark of bad BP. So she waited a few minutes, or a few seconds, actually. She's like, you know what? I'm just going to try your other arm and take it over there. And she did, and it dropped to several points, but it still was considered high in their eyes. I don't remember what it was, guys. I'm sorry, but it was basically not where it should have been. So now I have to go in for blood work, and they're going to get some baseline numbers so they can keep an eye on things, and if things were to go actually bad. And actually, there's a higher rate in IVF for blood pressure issues and like preeclampsia and really serious things. So I get it, and it's okay. It's just annoying. Not necessarily the blood work. You gotta go in, they're gonna stick me in whatever. That's fine. But I got sent home with a blood pressure cuff. I've got to take my blood pressure twice a day. I got to write it down, do this whole documenting thing and bring that back in. I'm just like, what's that Facebook, like, who, ain't nobody got time for that, right? Oh, man, I'm so busy with my own kids and family and school and work and just all this stuff going on, and I'm like, I don't have time to, I have to remember to take my progesterone shot and, take my estrogen and stuff. I don't have time to remember doing blood pressures and whatnot. So, and then is my blood pressure going to be okay after I've just, like, yelled at somebody to finish their homework for the 10th time? I don't know. But anyways, so that's that. That was probably the only, like, biggest thing. The parents they're really not all that educated in the whole field of prenatal appointments, visits, tests, expectations. They're just really not well versed with that yet, and they're learning and they're new to everything. So it's not, no big deal. It's just a learning curve. So, they started talking about this test and that test and the CVS test, which is the amniocentesis. I'm like, we're nowhere near an amniocentesis. That's pretty invasive. And, we'll talk to the doctor and go with what she thinks is a recommendation and discuss with you her thoughts and feelings on these exams and get your thoughts and feelings and just put your mind at ease. Because that's what it comes down to. They have these baby apps, and those apps will tell you to do this and that and everything else in the book and just put stuff in your head. Also, going through surrogacy, especially as an attendant parent, there's a lot involved. There's this big insurance, it's not a big insurance policy, but, you have a health insurance policy that's purchased for the surrogate. And, we all know about insurance, like, this is covered and that's not covered, but if this is an issue, and then, this is even more, basically, going through a surrogacy pregnancy, like, there's more things in detail. So they've been more educated on bad things, or things that could go wrong, or what could end up costing them lots of money and be really expensive, and just concerns and this and that. So they're just they're not sure what they need to be do or look for or test for and this and that. But the embryos were PG tested. Is it PGS? I can't remember now. I'm drawing a blank. But they were tested, and that's how we know that one's a boy and one's a girl. And they came back genetically like perfect little embryo babies. So, she helped kind of ease her mind a little bit and explain some of that, hey, we've already done the best, most perfect, complete panel of testing that could possibly be done, and we've already done that. Sorry, the big sheets of ice must be melting now and starting to slide off my roof and my door. So that freaked me out. But anyhow, so, they felt a lot better about that. I had my full workup exam. They go and they check your cervix and do all that. Everything looks fantastic. She measured me. I'm measuring at 12 weeks. I'm only 11 and 3 now. But that's fine. Everything looks to be on track. We didn't do a Doppler. She wasn't sure that necessarily would be picked up. And they don't typically do a Doppler or an ultrasound at your first OB appointment. So my parents were a little confused and a little frustrated. I think they wanted to have that added peace of mind because they haven't shared this news with their family and their friends and everybody. They're still waiting very patiently. So they were hoping to hear heartbeats again, confirmation that everything is okay, so they can go ahead and, shout it out on the rooftops to everybody. But I've got a lot of things scheduled already for peace of mind and just to give them that little bit. The doctor, she's incredible, actually. She is what has scheduled for a nuchal, which is next week on Wednesday, which is kind of fun. It's a long appointment because there's twins, so it's probably going to be over almost close to 2-hour long appointment. We'll see. I don't know. But I'm really hoping that we'll be able to get some really awesome pictures and, the heartbeat and little movements, videos of movement and stuff for them so they can make out their big, huge announcement. I think that's super exciting. Other than that, I got, my next appointment scheduled out for March, and I've already gone ahead and scheduled my anatomy scan, which will be, typically is at 20 weeks. So that'll be in April. And yeah, the doctor is incredibly amazing. She is newer to the practice. She's also newer to the industry as far as pretty much, I think, just getting out of her residency. Maybe a year out from her residency. She had her residency at a really, really big, substantial hospital out in, Chicago? I can't think of where it was, but she's actually had a lot of experience working with, other surrogates in general. So I love her approach, I love her personality, and I love her. She's very smart. Her style of educating me and the parents. We have already started off on the perfect foot to have a great relationship. We're going to do our thing, our personal thing, myself being the surrogate and pregnant, and what's going to help in my body. And once we had our conversation and our talk and get to that point where everything is cool, then she is absolutely so accommodating and allowing us to do the WhatsApp video chat with the parents and bring them in on their appointments with their babies and check in with the doctor, ask questions, and she can relay, exciting updates and news and things related to their babies. And I think that's awesome because sadly there's so many, this whole COVID situation, there's so many intended parents or even just parents in general that isn't an option. They have to go to their appointments alone, and they're not allowing video chatting. It's just crazy. I know they won't allow it for the ultrasounds and things like that, but they get an email of pictures and video and audio and stuff like that. So that kind of makes up for it, which is cool. It's not just like a little picture of an ultrasound. But that's pretty much how it went. I was there. I almost got blood work on my way out the door, but the tech there, no words, Karen, no words. But anyways, yeah, I put it at 9, and I wasn't walking out the door till not even it was 12 or it was like 10 to 12 or something like that. Yeah, it was 10 to 12. But it was a great experience, and I think everything went fine. And I've already been taking my blood pressure like a good girl that I should be doing that twice a day blood pressure, and everything's good. So I'm just going to keep up with that and keep that track, keep that rolling. But yeah, that's about it. That's all I can think of. I'm freezing. It's 5 degrees outside, and I'm sitting by the back door over there. But anyhow, I love you guys. I hope you have a fantastic day. You're staying warm. Or yeah, I think even Texas is getting hit. But yeah, 4 more days left of shots and meds. Oh, that was the other thing. She's keeping me on the aspirin, the baby aspirin, only because it's more of a common thing that they're doing now to even prevent or even head off any concerns with blood pressure. And obviously the fact that my blood pressure ran high, she's like, I'm going to keep you on it. So, but those shots, gotta go. I'm so ready to be done with that. And it's not even, it's just it's monotonous now. I just don't want to do it. But I don't want to make this any longer. And I can't think of anything else. If I do, I will hop back on. I don't know. Anyways, have a blessed day. Thank you so much for watching my videos. This is it's encouraging. I like to be able to put in a little kind of video journal for myself to look back on. I haven't decided if I'm sharing this with the intended parents or not at this point, but at this point they're not these aren't being shared to them. But yeah, thanks for your likes, and please leave comments if you want. I love to be able to interact with people, and thank you so much for subscribing. I really, really appreciate it. God bless you guys. Have a great day. Bye.